Okay, so let's talk about Sam Darnold. What an interesting situation he's found himself in. And I feel like two things are true. One, he's been in an awful situation. And two, he has not really done that well as an NFL quarterback. I'll show you what I mean, and we'll start off with this play. So the very first one, it's going to be a cover 3 zone right here that the New York Jets are facing. However, it looks like Buffalo is going to screw something up, and I'll show you what I mean. So Darnold takes the snap, and as you notice on the top of the screen, there's a player who's wide open in the flat right there, and no one is close. If Sam Darnold makes this throw now, I don't know if it's a touchdown, maybe not, but they can at least get the ball and probably get the first down and potentially get even more. Worth mentioning, this is a 3rd down and 4, and they have to get to the 7-yard line. I think they get to the 7-yard line if Darnold makes this throw now, honestly, easily. And I do think there is a chance that this could be a touchdown because there's enough open space. I think Darnold has to make this throw now. But watch how he just waits way too long. Eventually, he does make this throw, but at that point, it can get knocked away, which not only allows for not a touchdown, but it allows for, an incompletion, so not even the first down, and it's 4th down now. It's little things like that Darnold has really struggled with and kind of makes me wonder a little bit if he just needs a coach that can help him out with this stuff. Because he has so many moments where he just makes these baffling decisions and he's not getting better, quite frankly. Like this one's a good example. So it's going to be a cover 2 man play. The receiver I have on the screen, he's going to be the key guy to watch here as he is going to get double teamed right here. So watch. Play starts. There is pressure, but Darnold gets out of it, scrambles outside, but he has to go to a full sprint to try and get to the outside. There's double coverage, and Darnold is still making this throw. And to me, this is a perfect example of him making a mistake. This is a mistake. It's too risky of a play, but also he has to make these mistakes because of the way. Really, because of the situation the Jets have put him in, where he's trying to take these chances and hope for the best. He's trying to full out, make a throw while full out sprinting in double coverage, it's kind of almost like what he has to do to try and win a game. It's similar to we've seen Ryan Fitzpatrick in some of these scenarios where he kind of has to just start throwing up jump balls and hoping for the best because he knows his team isn't as talented, but maybe you can win that way. So I don't hate the decision so much, but again, he's been taught bad habits, and it's entirely because of the Jets' complete inability to field a competent team around him. He tries for the throw. It's not a great throw either. I mean, it is intercepted. It wasn't a great throw. I'm not trying to pretend like it was. But that's just, I think, a good example of kind of showing sort of both what he does poorly and what the team does poorly. We also got to talk about a situation like this because this is probably his worst attribute. He stares down receivers badly. I mean, I feel like one of the things I noticed, and the way I was able to really pick up on this, is I kept watching, and I kept saying, man, well, that was a great read. You can't hold that against Darnold. And then I watched again. Oh, well, that safety made a great read. You can't hold that against Darnold. And then I realized, wait, why is everyone making great reads against him? Is he staring down receivers? And yep, 100% he's staring down receivers. So the play you see right here, a receiver should be able to get into a gap in coverage. On paper, this is the kind of play that should be able to work. Darnold takes a snap, and he does not take his eyes off that receiver this entire time, despite the fact that he knew he was going there. You'd see some veterans sort of look over the middle, maybe look somewhere else, try to get players out of position. This is kind of a mistake that, like, in a vacuum, it happens. It's not the end of the world. But clearly, players are picking up on this, and players picked up on this kind of all year, and at no point did Darnold get any better at it, which to me goes to show, A, coaching. He needs someone who can help him out, and B, he needs to just be more aware and realize what he's doing poorly, because this is a huge reason why guys were able to really get an extra step. And you see, I mean, if those two Buffalo players I've circled in black don't realize this play is coming until right when it starts to be thrown, this is a completion and a big gain. But because Darnold was staring down his receiver, that creates an issue. And when he tries to force it, it now results in an interception. Also not a great throw. There was, I think, some contact which played in. But again, that's not an interception if he doesn't stare down his receiver. This one's another good example, I think, where what's going to happen is it's a zone coverage, cover 3, and you see that's the receiver that Darnold is going to stare down, and it's going to cause that player right there to notice this and crash in. And notice how far away he is from the play. This is not someone that should be able, that really Darnold should have to worry about. on this play. But again, look off and then go back to your guy, which it's just something he hasn't been able to do. It's something that we've seen, top tier quarterbacks be able to do. Brady gets people out of position using his eyes. Drew Brees does this. The top guys are able to do this. It's kind of something you have to do at the NFL level, at least to some degree, at least disguise it a little. He just really isn't able to do that, or he hasn't done it so far. Watch. He's going to just stare down, doesn't take his eyes off his first read, and at this point, again, I don't know how much this matters, but it could have. I mean, if Darnold was a little bit slower, this could have ended up being like a pick six or something. And so even though the Jets ended up winning this game, like this could have been the swing in a game, all because of just not looking somewhere else and then looking back, which I'm assuming guys just saw on tape. Hey, that's how you beat Darnold. He stares down receivers, so pay attention. Darnold tries to rifle it in there. It is incomplete. Again, could have been caught, could have been intercepted. Dangerous play, and it's all because he just needs to keep his eyes moving, look at other things. So that's the issue, and those are the issues with Sam Darnold. What are the benefits from Sam Darnold? Well, I mean, every single issue I mentioned, it's all mental, and those are issues you can fix. And I think that that's the thing. If you're a team like, say, the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe you feel like, hey, let's trade a 4th-round pick for Sam Darnold and see if we can fix those mental issues, have him sit a year behind Ben or whatever, try to fix the mental issues. So then we have a great physical talent who now has, those issues ironed out. But I think the problem probably is that, the mental game for a quarterback, it's probably the most important thing, even more so than having a slightly more talented arm. So it's such an issue. But his arm is really talented, like on this one. I think this is a great example of showing what he can do, and his potential is still there. He's such a almost annoying player to watch because there's so much potential if he could just sort of figure it all out. And it's certainly not going to happen in New Jersey. I'm sorry, it isn't, unless the Jets vastly improve, which is possible. I like their head coach now, but still, this is the play. It's kind of a prevent style defense a little bit. This is going to be a 3rd down and 20, so the Buffalo Bills just trying to prevent that. They're just trying to not allow the 20 yards here. Darnold takes the snap, and you're going to notice that there, it's a little bit of separation, not a ton. I mean, this is basically a mailbox type throw. He's going to have to make a perfectly accurate throw for this to be complete. However, that's exactly what happens. Watch that throw. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. That's one of the best throws you'll see all year. And he has a handful of plays like that. It's not just one. His highlight reel is actually great. Like, it's not a factor in physical ability whatsoever with Darnold. Everything is upstairs. And that's kind of my thinking, is there is that hope, and that's why I wouldn't hate if a team, really, I think, ideal situation, give a 5th-round pick for Darnold and try and see if you can fix him. If not, it's not the end of the world. I'd even be cool with a 4th-rounder. 3rd is when I kind of start to get, I don't know if that's great for that value, but maybe you can do it. I think 3rd is kind of where I would say that's probably where it'll end up happening. That's maybe a fair negotiation, but I can't get behind giving anything more than that because he just hasn't proven that he can be successful at the NFL level. And so I understand why the Jets will probably move on from him, which is disappointing because he does have all of that potential. Maybe he'll be able to figure it out, but we'll have to wait and see. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.